What a beautiful morning to be out on the beach, even if it is 8:30 in the morning. We are out here shooting some wildlife, some surfers here at the Rockaway beaches with the new Panasonic LUMIX S 100 to 500 millimeter f5 to 7.1 O.I.S lens. This is their new ultra-telephoto lens, so we're gonna see just how far this can reach, if we can get our surfers out in the water and maybe some birds later, so let's go. So we've been photographing these surfers for a little bit this morning, and I've had this set to the autofocus tracking for humans. And even with all of the reflections of the water and the sun, it's been able to just stay tack sharp on the surfers and follow them during their whole run. And I've been like super impressed with how it's been able to track everybody. I mean, the lighting is a little bit wacky when you're out in this exposed kind of terrain, but it's been working super well, and I'm like genuinely very impressed with it. So right now I have the 2x teleconverter on, and that gives you effectively a reach of 1,000 millimeters, which is kind of insane. Like, we are shooting the surfers that are kind of at the same distance, but I'm standing so much farther back. And yeah, you are losing some. People keep wiping out. Although you are losing a couple stops down, you are still, when you're shooting an environment like this, it doesn't really matter because it's so bright that it doesn't really hurt you that much. But what you're gaining in sheer distance, I think, is a good compromise. All right, so we're back from the beach and I have all the sand out of my shoes, so let's talk about this lens. So this focal length is perfect for both wildlife and sports, allowing you to get up close and personal with the action while staying at a more than comfortable distance away. These telephoto lenses also give you an amazing lens compression because you're so far away from your subject. It really brings the background to the forefront while giving you exceptional bokeh in the process. And the minimum focus distance at its widest is 0.8 meters, allowing you to photograph everything from roses up close to birds way off in the trees. Also, for a lens with this great of a focal distance, it actually only weighs 2.83 pounds and is just 7.72 inches long, making it manageable to carry handheld for fast shooting. And we shot handheld with this guy about 90% of the time when we were using it, and it was super easy to carry around all day, but we did also throw it on a monopod with a tripod mount, which you can rotate for both portrait or landscape shooting. And if you're primarily shooting handheld with this guy, kudos to you, but you'll also appreciate the dual IS2 image stabilization for up to 7 stops. So for the lens body itself, there's a few things that I should point out. First, you have all the standard buttons that you would expect, like your optical image stabilization. You have both modes 1 and 2 or off. You have your focus mode switch, autofocus to manual focus, and then your focus limiter switch. And then on the other side, you do have a zoom limit switch. So when you turn that on, it will basically limit your zoom to 150 at the widest end. So you can zoom all the way up to 500, but then it'll drop you down to just 150. And then if you turn that off, it'll allow you to go back down to 100. You also have 2 customizable buttons on this lens. You have your typical autofocus lock button, which is located right on the barrel. I usually keep that on the autofocus locking because I prefer that, but you can also customize that for things like exposure settings, shooting, continuous shooting modes, whatever you really want it to be. You can also customize your focus ring to things like exposure settings, etc. And after spending some hands-on time with this lens, I think it would be a great addition to both a wildlife or sports photographer's kit who's looking to level up the distance that they're able to cover with their lenses. Now, do I think that this lens would find itself on the sidelines of a low-light professional sports arena? Maybe not, but I do think that it is more than capable at bringing wildlife or sports up close and personal, especially in daylight conditions. And for a lens of this caliber, being able to go handheld is a novelty in and of itself. But what would you photograph with Panasonic's new LUMIX S 100 to 500mm f5 to 7.1 O.I.S lens? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Sam with B&H, and I'll see you next time.
Introducing the new PayBoo credit card. You can save the tax or choose special financing for your purchases made on your PayBoo credit card. It's easy. The new PayBoo card, same funny name, your choice of exclusive benefits. Apply today.